Well, everybody, it is here. It is time. It is official. We are back. We are doing the show again. It is the Coaches Show, and I'm not the coach. I'm the team president, Jeff Levack, and so as you guys who've been paying attention know already, our good friend, former assistant head coach, former general manager, then head coach and general manager Damon Ware is now the general manager and head coach of the Albany Firebirds. Damon moved his family here, the whole nine, but Damon's still getting used to the capital region. So as we speak at this exact moment in time, Coach is obeying the speed limit and the loss, but he is on his way here. He's almost here. My understanding is he will be here within the minute, maybe two. But again, it's funny for those of us who have lived in the capital region our entire lives. We know Northway, northbound, this time of day, no fun whatsoever, and he's finding that out the hard way today. So there is that for you. But of course, as per usual, the setup is going to be relatively similar to what you're used to, but very different. Okay, the difference is going to be Damon and myself doing the show the way we'd like to do the show, and we want it to be very educational, and that's why we are going to be calling the show Flock University. Flock you, the flock. We love you. You're the flock. It's the Firebirds. We need our flock, and that's you. So the Flock University. So Damon will be here to answer questions each and every week. This week, we're live from Mohawk Chevrolet. Just off exit 12 of the Northway. You guys are welcome to come by whenever we're out live. We'd love if you stopped in. Of course, we will be looking at the comments both through the Albany Firebirds, so Firebirds AFL on your Facebook as well as your YouTube. So, get your comments in that way. Stop by, say hello. We'd love to see everybody. We'd love to talk. The show is going to grow as we go. So, as you see, there'll be giveaways in the future. There will be, probably places we can both, all of us eat, drink, and be merry while we do it. It's all about you guys. It's Flock University. We want it to be a big thing, something fun for us to get us through the week in between games and leading up to games. So as Damon is on his way here, I'm going to go ahead and look through some of these comments for you already. I see some of the usual suspects are back. By the way, I don't know. I think if I was late and I was a player, Coach would probably make me do push-ups or something. We may have to have Coach Ware do push-ups or something. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see what he feels like doing when he gets here, or we'll give him one freebie. Because again, it's hysterical to me when he gets on the phone and he's like, Jeff, I'm gonna be there. I'm driving. I'm gonna get there. I forgot about the Northway. I forgot about 87, and he's getting reminded real quick and in a hurry. So looking through some of the comments already, super excited. This is back. Of course, D2. That's our guy, man. That's Mr. Graphic himself over there. So we're excited. You're back, my friend. I see Chris Sipperly just doing Firebirds. Sip, it's good to hear from you. Tommy Gross, the man, the myth, the legend. Welcome back, Coach Ware. I think he just pulled in actually. So we'll get him in here. I know Benny's running around like a crazy man. He's gonna be taking pictures. He'll get some stuff up for everybody as well. So yeah, Coach Ware, he's learning the hard way. There's Stack, Cam. Cam's birthday's coming up, everybody, by the way. He says greetings, people. But I think Cam's 22 in the not too distant future. See, I pay attention. There's our buddy Defense Kid, or as he goes online, This Week in Arena Football. Woo, yeah, there he is. Now the guys are talking to each other. Okay, you're going to make this interesting. Daniel Rossi, welcome back, Prez. There's Nani Ware. Yeah, Nani, listen, I love you. It's good to see you again. You got to talk to your man here. I don't know what's going on. He moves you to the Cap region. I see him walking in now. That's why I'm getting extra lippy. Moves you to the Cap region, and we gotta remind him of the traffic patterns around here. Again, live at Mohawk Chevrolet. We are now joined by the general manager, head coach of the Albany Firebirds, Mr. Damon Ware. Hey, buddy.
Man, how you doing? Boy, this New York traffic got to me. So sorry I'm a little bit late, but now I know leave a lot earlier from the office.
Well, and look, each show could be in a different place. We were having some fun with it. We were trying to decide if we should make you do push-ups or being late to practice.
Yeah, I can do some push-ups. No problem.
What I'll do is I'll ask Nani because she's already on here. So everybody's excited to see you. Here you go. Hey, honey, you're late. Flock U. Ryan Williams, that's my president. But again, everybody excited to see Coach. Here he is. Welcome back, everybody. So we are live. Mohawk Chevrolet, it is Flock University, Flock U, and we're going to learn. Everybody's going to get a chance to learn some cool stuff as we're here. And head coach, general manager Damon Ware. Number one, I don't want to bring up the details of the past. We've had a lot of success together. Got jewelry boxes full over it.
Yep.
But the last time you were in the Capital Region was a cluster flock. What made you not only decide to come back and help launch this team, but bring your family with you, move to the Capital Region, even with the traffic?
Well, I'm telling you, Albany's become a special place for me. And, obviously I can say that with my family here. I mean, we wouldn't have moved across country for any other place than here. And so, yes, 2023, I've told plenty of people that have talked to me, I'm just going to pretend 2023 didn't happen and move on to 2024. But it was unfortunate, just some of what happened. And but you got to understand, coming out of COVID, you're without the game. And so they say, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And so during COVID, sitting around, and not that I didn't have a blast of being around the family 24/7 every day, but
your family's much different than mine then.
but you realize how much you miss what you love. And so coming out of COVID and coming up here, I mean, there was just such an excitement to get back to football that I just poured every drop of energy, time, thought process into, our organization. And so when you invest that much time and energy, it becomes more and special. And so after 2021, of course, there were several teams offered me the head coaching jobs to go elsewhere. I said no. I was like, I'm going back to Albany. It's a special place. I love everything about it. The town, the blue collar people, the way the fans are, just everything about it was good. So I said, nope. Turned down a bunch of other jobs. Came back in 2022 with a total different team. Again, poured my heart and soul into it in the offseason to get ready for it. Had all the bumps in the road, all the reasons why we couldn't win a second championship in a row. And we ultimately did it. And it was super special. Just gained a lot of friends that I'll keep for life. Some of the players that call me every week, and even if there are other places and the relationships that were built, it was just a great time. And so obviously, again, 2023 comes, could have went other places, obviously, to take over a head coaching job, came back again. And sometimes it's not about the title. It's about, just the position that you're in, what you can offer, the things that you build. And so it was special. And so 2023 came back in, and then, Flock U started, and it was kind of wild, and took over as a head coach. And, that just part of it was kind of awkward, but obviously, again, I knew I was ready to take over the team. I've built great relationships with some of the ownership, and obviously you and some of the people around town. So it was important for me going down to Orlando. I knew I did not want to stay there. I knew I was going to come back, and literally, no joke, no exaggeration, we lost in the semifinal game. I drove back. I packed up all my stuff at like 7:00 in the morning. I packed up the truck and I started driving Albany. And at that time, we didn't even know for sure if everything was going to come to fruition. And just by the grace of God and just a bunch of people working hard, and a town that loves the team, and just the things that we've realized just in talking to people since the Firebirds have been back, it was the absolute right decision. It was, my son goes to high school here, wife is here. It's just a huge thing. And so I'm here, I'm part of the community, and I'm here to stay. And like I said, I want to be here for a decade. So,
well, it's all right. So this is the beauty of this. When we went down to watch the Orlando game, watch you and the guys from here go down and help win a very important game to all of us. It was good to see you. It was great to see you. I had no idea that you were coming right back afterwards. So at that time, you and I had almost identical pickups. So I pull into work that morning, and in the spot I usually park in is my truck. I had to think about how much I drank the night before, because you confused the hell out of me. And it was, I like rubbing the eyes, like, oh, it's Damon's here. Okay, cool. But like that was that was a pleasant surprise for me because I had hoped that was what was going to come out of it, but I didn't know that was actually decided. And then we hid you for about a month, maybe
Right.
2, and now when we got to announce that you were here, it all just kind of felt right for those of us who wanted to do it right after the way things had never happened and didn't even occur in that year that shall not be mentioned. So to
Absolutely.
have you back for the Cap region, I see everybody's fired up about it. I see one of your usual suspects over here, Darius Prince. Hi, coach. Right away, DP.
What's going on, DP?
So
Look forward to you regaining your MVP status real soon.
Can't explain like the way you and Darius and others, but you and Darius in particular have become people that like you reach out to, you talk to whenever, like when I need something, like advice, not just like things. So not as much Darius for the advice, more you for the advice, but there's things Darius knows, like what kind of tequila should I drink tonight? The fact that you guys are both back just as a person means a lot to me, but as a football fan in the capital region, knowing what this means for us offensively, and then seeing other people, the second you were announced at the press conference, Darius stands up at the press conference, and I start seeing people predict that we're going to win the AFL. And they didn't even know we were in it yet.
Right. I mean, the coolest thing is,
Oh yeah, now it's Levack. Okay, thanks, Darius. Thanks. Too late.
But for those that don't know the story, I mean, Darius Prince was my first signing coming to the upstate region. I had watched his film several times, and I identified that he could be the guy we'd build the team around. And so obviously with having a Hall of Fame quarterback, I wanted to give him the best target I could. Darius and I made the deal. He was actually on vacation.
Did you know him before that, or
I did not? This is purely off of film, and this is the part about recruiting that's so fun. It's just I love the recruiting process, and so just through the film and identify what a great talent he was.
Casamigos respond. Okay, so that wraps up. I gotta go get that.
But so yeah, like I said, he was coming back from vacation. I talked to him. He was like, "Coach, I'm about to jump on a flight, and I'll call you back in a couple hours, and let's see if we can get the deal done." We were able to get the deal done, and the rest is history. I mean, this kid's battled through a lot. His story is just unique, being a basketball player and, even playing some semi-pro football for those kids that always send the semi-pro film. It can happen, obviously, but his story is just unique. I mean, being a basketball player and going through all the steps that he did to playing in Lehigh Valley to finally getting an opportunity to go to Philadelphia and then do such great things that he did and not be the necessarily the star of the team. And so, when I brought him here, it was, we're going to make a star out of you. The funniest thing is, the first year I said, my goal is to get, Tommy Grady as the league MVP and you as the only MVP. And he was like, Coach, they don't give it to receivers. And I said, we're going to make that happen. And the funniest thing is, like I said, I didn't want to tell him before the awards actually came out, but it was funny. Once I realized that he got it, I was like, I couldn't help it. So I called him. I was like, all right, you got to act surprised when this actually comes out. But I said, what did we talk about before the season? You being an MVP. You're the offensive MVP. And it was just the coolest moment.
It's good you told him because he would have cried. He would have. I guarantee when you told him, I like nobody tries harder to look like they aren't this. Like Darius is a very good person. He tries so hard to act like he's just. Right. I guarantee you, tears fell that man's face when you let him know. So good.
He's got a great heart. He's a warrior on the field, but he's such a good guy off the field. And so, as we're getting out in town and doing a lot more community stuff, it'll be a lot more opportunities for people to talk to him and just see. I mean, he's great with kids. He's just an overall great guy. And so, but I couldn't be more proud of him. Obviously, coming back in 22, winning the whole league MVP over quarterbacks. I mean, that's insane just to do it, and that was exciting. And then last year, like I said, he just, the way they do the stats obviously was just a mess. And, so they don't transfer stats from one team to another if you go to two places.
That's
and so,
such a mess.
So we go down to Orlando and so basically all of his old stats are kind of erased out of the record books. And so still had a phenomenal time, with us down in Orlando. And literally, if you add all the stats together, he had another phenomenal season. And so to not be an all NAL player last year, I know fired me up, it fired him up. And so, it's always scary when you put guys together that their motivation is hugely high, that are ready to go. And, him and I are going to have some fun this year. And obviously there's some chips on some shoulders. And so we're going to get after it and have some fun this year.
Your wife said he's our adopted son. I think Nani, I think you might have to arm wrestle Mike Cord over that. I feel like there's a lot of people lining up to adopt Darius. I just want to hang out with him occasionally, but I'm seeing like a lot of like it's interesting because I try to explain to a lot of people how popular you are with players. Like I have never met a player who's done their homework on who they want to play for, who hasn't said something great about you. How about Legree, who went through, you know, about a guy who went through it last year, Jeffrey Legree.
Absolutely.
He's reaching out saying, "What's up, coach?" Like that's something because he went through it last year.
He went through it too, and you know, there was a lot of us that went through a whole lot of back and forth and up and down and different cultures and different things, and you know, it was a tough year. And like I said, I just want to put 2023 behind us and focus on 2024. And like I said, we've got just a great thing going right now. You know, as you know, when we went to see somebody for their birthday, and hi Mandy, happy birthday again.
Yes.
That was an incredible moment. It was to see the passion on somebody's face, and we brought them some season tickets. It was absolutely incredible. And it just goes to show you that we did the right thing. We picked the right brand, and to bring history back and be in the AFL, all of that is just a great time. And, you know, I'm excited for our fans.
Absolutely. I just saw Leon, he loves the polo. He needs a triple XL. That's coming. It's all on the way. And I see now that since you mentioned tickets, I know the next 50 comments on the Albany Firebirds Facebook and YouTube are about to be about tickets. I will tell you this: meetings are being had every day. We are sorting out the best way to do everything and making sure that we have access to everything. So just when it's all said and done, I would say this time next week, at worst 2 weeks from tonight, I will have full details on how you can secure season tickets. So we want you guys in those seats so bad, you have no idea. So just so you know, getting worked on. We're actually dragging out people who are way better at tickets than I am. Matt Woods should be president. He's going to have a lot to do with it. And we're going to make sure you guys are taken great care of. Obviously, the biggest question for you is going to be who's on the roster, who's coming. So we know Darius is here. Darius's family. I'm so happy you worked that out because I do love Darius. Who else we got? Now, you know, it's like one of those things like, yeah, here's a league MVP, a guy who's you know, he's got an Eagles uniform. He's got a New York Guardians. He's got a this. He's got a who else
Who's
got?
Next?
What have you done for me lately?
It's always tough to follow him. He's just done such an incredible job. But that, you know, him with the younger guys, and that's what's important is for our younger guys to be around him and watch how he attacks the day and attacks the football on the field and the way he approaches the game. It's huge. And so any receiver that wants to be great, you know, you've got to go find a great veteran receiver in front of you to learn from. And so, you know, having him here is also a great recruiting tool as well.
Don't be too nice to him.
You know, players do want to play with him. So
you're too nice to him, then he won't let me pick on him. He'll be like, "Coach loves me, leave me alone."
You know, as far as players, like I said, I want to give all them their just due and let them, you know, have their time to be announced. And so I don't want to announce too many of the names because we're going to continue to announce those throughout the rest of the week. But some of the players that obviously that we announced is Sean Lockett is obviously returning. Sean was with us in 2021 when we won a championship. He had anchored our line, was a great leader for us. Did great things. We had a heck of an offensive line in 2021. We gave up 2 sacks the entire season. So great to have him back and, you know, and be a part of this. And so,
Coach, when you talk about Lockett, so Lockett was part of the team where it was an Iron Man.
Correct.
Like Lockett's a big, strong dude. He's a people mover for sure. Could he play defensive line, or are we looking at possibly a line special situation there? Like, because we're gonna be Iron Man in the AFL.
Correct. And so, you know, we'll make all those decisions once training camp comes. But, you know, if there's an opportunity for him to be a specialist and play one way, obviously, again, we'll look at those things in training camp. But there might be a possibility he's got to play some defense, and so he's ready for the challenge. And so we're excited to get him back here in the Capital Region.
He's one of the better mean muggers too. Like he's the nicest guy in the world. Then they cross that white line. Same with Darius. Cross the white line, and all of a sudden they're a different animal. They just want to they want to rip your head off and get their team in the end zone and never let you score in your life.
But that's great about our athletes. We've got great character guys, and so these are guys that are absolute warriors on the field. And when they come off, they're just, you know, the perfect gentleman. And so we love those type of guys. Obviously, again, we're bringing these kids from all over the country, and they're going to be a part of our communities here. And so, obviously, we want to bring in those great character guys and those guys that our fans can get to know and be excited to be around. And so, Sean's another one of those guys as well. So, we brought back Trayvon Shorts, our fullback linebacker. Trayvon is just another fun story of just adversity and hard work. And so,
the loudest Celtics fan on the planet.
Now, that is one kid that can argue sports louder than anybody now. Not to say that I'm agree to what he's saying, but he will argue loud enough that you'll probably change your opinion, but
agree with him so he stops.
Right. And so, but Trayvon, again, obviously we began without the Iron Man, and so did a great job for us his rookie year as a Jack, winning a championship, going to Iron Man. He was, it was kind of tough to figure out a place for him to play. And so, he started off as a burner. And so, here's this great kid and you're trying to find, can we fit him in this hole? Can we fit him in this hole? And it was tough. And then ultimately, I don't know how we got on the conversation. I was just like, man, the only other place we could play you is at running back. And he was like, Coach, I'll do it. And so the funniest thing is we put him at running back. He was rough around the edges at the beginning, and he just kept working so hard at it and getting better and better. And so now, again, if you see the way he runs the ball like he's been doing it for several years. And so super excited to get him back. Ultimately at some point, we'd like to see that kid be able to play outside. He's still young. He's still got, a ton of talent, a ton of passion for the game. And so hopefully at some point we'll be writing a press release about him playing at a higher level.
Listen, outdoors can have when we're done with him. Okay. He's our guy. And again, he was a great Jack linebacker for us. It was fun to watch that. And then the transference, like, sadly, having to watch him play in a different uniform last season. But again, I know 2030 didn't happen, but watching him be just dominant at times and bring some fun to it when he did it. It was a lot. Now, we do have to teach him you can't make up your own nickname.
You're right.
Like Shorts,
somebody's got to give it to you.
Yeah, Shorts has got a nickname that if you put it on a jersey, you'd have to have 15 people sitting next to each other. So, but it's all stuff he came up with.
Right. Exactly.
So that'll be our mission this year, to get Shorts a good nickname that he didn't come up with.
Absolutely. We'll have to let the fans decide what he should be. But no, we're super excited to get him back. I mean, he's going to make us, a darn good football team just with these couple guys alone. The foundation is set. We also signed Darian Townsend, wide receiver DB from Youngstown State, another phenomenal kid. He was the star of Columbus in 2022, was an all NAL special teams player as well. He's a great return guy, played with Jacksonville last year, won a championship, had an injury and took him out for a good chunk of the season, but he's back healthy and ready to go. And, you put him and Darius next to each other, boy, that's going to be some points. So we're excited to get him.
That's a guy that I've seen a couple places, couple times, and he's a baller. He's a team first guy. And I think if the people in the Capital Region who don't know him yet, get ready to add to your favorites, because he's definitely going to jump right in there.
Absolutely. And then we signed Hunter Nobbs, kid out of Henderson State.
His picture looks mean as hell.
Another offensive lineman.
So we're clear.
And so, most people, don't understand how just the recruiting process goes. And so many times I spoke at clinics and they'd always ask me, well, what's the most important part of you if you've taken over a team? And it's always the offensive line. And people are like, really? Really? And it's like, absolutely. Every single time I'm going to start with the front, because without those guys, we're not going to be able to throw the ball down the field. We're not going to be able to run the ball. So the game really does start offensively up front. And so we're going to bring in just outstanding kids and just wait till we announce a few more of these. I want to give them all their own time. But, and bringing in Hunter, he's another, he started the last 2 years for Quad Cities in the other league and won a all rookie award. So he's a kid that's just an up and coming kid. He's going to be great for us. It takes a whole group of great offensive linemen to really be great at this level. And so when we announce all the offensive linemen we've already signed, it's going to be pretty exciting. And for those of you that get up and start to see some of these kids, and once they get in the Capital Region, you guys will be real excited to cheer for these kids.
Speaking of offensive linemen, I see a familiar name popping up in the comments with Firebirds. Melvin Hollins.
Yep, Melvin Hollins.
Where you at, Mel? Where you at?
We'll be talking tomorrow. Like I
Oh,
said, we've spoken a few times and going through our recruiting process. And so yeah, me and Melvin will talk tomorrow. And of course, he did a great job for us in 22, playing both ways. He played majority of all the snaps both ways, playing in the middle and playing on the defensive line. Did a great job for us. Just a true Iron Man in 22. Obviously, with last year everything going haywire, he ends up in West Texas and where he had started his first pro season. And but no, we'd like to get him back here at home, and we'll continue to work on those things. And hopefully, you'll see his announcement coming up pretty soon.
I like this one. There's a lot of people who take the time to tell you how great they are. Damon's not that guy, so let Donnie do it for you. Salute to Coach Ware, the best coach overall in the country and an offensive genius, but most importantly, a great father, great husband, and great man to learn from about life in general. That's
I love it.
Look at Donnie coming through and saying that, and that's those are all things that have endeared you to all of us, and we're so thrilled you're back and you're here and you're actually here. Like there's a lot of people who claim the capital region who breeze through the capital region. Again, being stuck in traffic today and you're still here with a smile on your face, that's a big win. I saw the question. I believe it was Tommy Gross who asked it. Have you started looking at coaching staff yet? Obviously, you're getting some good players in. Do you know? Can you share? What are we looking at coaching wise?
I will hopefully announce I want to announce everybody together just as a unit. We're finalizing some details. I should be announcing them by the end of the week. If not next week, we'll announce our whole staff, and there'll be some surprises and some things that are really cool. So I look forward to when those all things get finalized, announcing them. But it'll be, by this time next week, we'll have announced the coaching staff.
Chris Vaish said, "Who are the options at quarterback?" And then actually threw some names into the fray. Malik, Raheem. I then see other people saying, and Leon thinks Daniel Jones might need a job by the time we kick. Chris Carlew, Mac Jones maybe needs a job. I don't know if Mac Jones has the character we're looking for. So obviously quarterback, one of the most difficult things to figure out in these leagues, especially. Anybody you want to share?
Can't I'm in negotiations, and I'm not the one to say anything about anybody until the ink is dried on the contract. We've talked to several really good quarterbacks, and we consistently talk to these gentlemen. And
Coach Johnson thinks Willie Beeman could finally come out of retirement. I don't know if you can get the puke off the turf, though. I'd rather leave that for the outdoor game.
As long as I don't have to clean it up, I'm fine with that.
That's fair.
But yeah, we've got a few really good names, and we're in negotiations, and obviously as soon as those things are wrapped up, we'll be able to announce our quarterback. It is such an important position at this game, obviously being a passing game. So obviously it takes time, and it goes through a full recruiting process on deciding who's going to be the guy. And so we're working on that diligently with our scouting department, and we're going to make an outstanding choice for us that can lead us to a championship.
I will, a lot of people will say that they introduced us to certain people. Any of the quarterbacks I didn't know before they got here they told me that you were the one who found them. So I don't want to get too deep into that, but I do want to point out that if there was a man I trust when it comes to recruiting, it's definitely the man sitting to my right, because every guy I've ever talked to, the new guys, everybody's got something nice to say about you. I'm curious, after a practice, is that the same? Or, how does Coach Ware run a practice? Do you have to get on guys? Is it more positivity? Because I kind of want to see you crack the whip as long as I'm not the one catching it.
I've changed a lot over the years. And obviously, as a young coach, I was fiery and jumping people's face and wanted to scream and yell and all those things. And it was a different time back then. So obviously, I started my coaching career in the 90s. And so it's been a long time. And so the culture was different, and it was a different day and different time. And so as our kids and the world has changed, it's been necessary to kind of change the approach. And so I'm a teacher, and so that is my favorite part of the game. It's not screaming, yelling. It's none of those things. It's teaching. And so I love to, again, give somebody here, read this. Okay, now let's go over on the board. All right, let's walk through it out on the field. All right, let's run through it in a practice. All right, and give them all those opportunities to learn these things. And everybody learns a little differently. And that's the part I love the most is the teaching aspect. So do I yell and scream? Absolutely. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I haven't heard it, to be honest with you. I
uh,
think I heard it like maybe I one time through a door. I heard it, and I think that was back in 21.
There's definitely those moments, but if I don't have to, I mean, honestly and truly, and that's the part that the players got to understand is I'm not here to belittle you guys. I'm here to bring the best out of you, and so sometimes screaming and yelling is not going to bring the best. And a lot of kids, again, you can shut a kid down by belittling them in front of everybody. So I like with my son, if I give my son a certain look, he knows I'm pissed, and so I've never had to scream and yell at my own child. I give him the look, or I give the voice. What are you doing? And they automatically know. And I'm like that with the players is they know when I'm disappointed. And so when you build a great relationship, I'm a player's coach. And so I like to build relationships, learn about their families, learn about their wants and needs, learn about what they do outside of football. I like to learn all those things. And so to tie it all back into football. All right, we're trying to do this. Well, hey, if you were in your job, would you do X, Y, and Z? And it's like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, so let's do it that way. So, for the most part, like I said, I'm a true, like I said, my nickname for many years has been the professor. I like to do things more like a professor, so I don't need to scream and yell. I will when I need to, but ultimately, if you can't do something that I really need you to do, at some point I'll just move on. It's not necessary for me to have a heart attack over it. I'll just find another player who can do it.
Flock you live from Mohawk Chevrolet, Flock University. I'll get some questions from Instagram. Open tryouts. They want to know if that's a thing. I know historically we've been of the opinion if we think we can add somebody, we'll do it, but we're not going to just bring people out for no reason.
So yes, we've handpicked everybody for the last several years. We've had one tryout back in 2021. Well, we did sign, a couple of players, and that was fun and exciting, and to see those players grow and ultimately make the team. So, we are considering doing a tryout. We're in the works. We're talking to some facilities, so there very well may be a tryout this year. Again, I want to expose our brand, especially as we're rebranding the name. I want this to get out as far as we can get it. So having a tryout and maybe doing one or two and maybe doing one on the road. Obviously, those are things that we're talking about. And if we can make them happen, we'll make them happen. But we'll announce those things as they come about.
We bring back the cheerleaders. I will tell you that we are discussing how we want to do that. Dance team also, because I was told that cheerleaders is somewhat derogatory to some of the people. So dance team / we'll definitely have a promo team. The way that takes shape will really depend on who wants to be a part of it. Is the party zone coming back? The whole place is going to be a party zone, my friends. When we'll be able to get merch, we are working with the AFL, the Arena Football League. They have partners in place. So we'll have that as soon as possible for you. When season tickets, which we're used to. What are our plans for honoring Albany's past teams? Well, this is honoring Albany's past teams by bringing back the Firebirds. We've been talking with the arena. We want to make sure the championship banners are still going to be in place. And as far as, I think the biggest thing to honor the past teams, will there be merch at some point, whether these things? I'm sure. The number one thing, you correct me if I'm wrong, Coach Ware, is the way we present ourselves while we wear the label of Albany Arena Football. That's how we honor past teams.
Absolutely. And we, obviously we know the history, winning the championship back in 99. And so we're on that 25th anniversary, and everything about what we've done is special. And so we definitely want to honor the past, but we also want to embrace the present. And right now we want to embrace the fact that we want to bring in quality kids, great coaching staff. We want to put a great team on the field. So you, the fans, got your team back, and it's the Firebirds.
Absolutely. It's exciting. It's exciting to have the Fire. And like the logo just looks good. It's a good looking logo. All right. So I guess this is, we go through a lot of questions. I saw one. How can we guarantee 23 doesn't happen again? I can promise you that certain individuals that were catalysts in that being a year that shall not be spoken about ain't welcome. What we've done is you've got Mike Corda, who has given heart, soul, every dollar that he could possibly spare and then some to the team. And now he's been joined in an ownership group that is locally based. Andy Gelcher, who is one of the owners right here at Mohawk Chevrolet, Richie Sesnet, who is part of the Constantine Farm family. Like this is this group is strong and they're good and everybody's got talents. And if there's one person in the world that wouldn't move his family here after everything he was put through, it's this guy.
I mean, right. I can tell you for sure that I wouldn't be here if this wasn't the place that we could get right back to normal. We've had a great time here since 21. And like I said, just being that I've been here since COVID, this is home to me. I mean, we moved here, so this is home. I wouldn't want to be any other place. I put off every offer. I had no idea that everything was going to come to fruition, and I just drove right here from Orlando and set up shop. I mean,
I love that.
Had no idea if it was going to work out.
What did your wife say when you were like, when she's like, all right, honey, when are you gonna be home? Well, see about that.
One thing about my wife is she's super understand. She knows how much I love the game and knows how much I've grown to love here. And so it was just, all right, well, when you come and get me, and when am I going to see you? But ultimately she knew, like I said, the funniest part is she is one of the people that pushed me to take this job. There was a bunch of offers on the table. There was things in place, and it was just, when this job called, it was like, that sounds like the place that you want to go. And you're just talking about it a little, you're smiling a little bit more. And like I said, she was like, let's do that one. And it was really, like I said, she was instrumental in just picking this as a place. And so now here we are. So this has been an incredible process. And like I said, I hope to be here for the next decade. And, let's go Firebirds and let's win as many championships as we can over the years and just have a good time doing it.
I don't think it's easy to express how much it means. Like, listen, I've been a part of the sports community in this area my whole life in one way or another, but especially the last decade or so on the radio. To have a coach move here, to have the family want to live here, that's big. Like that's the first step in really knowing that you got the person who belongs in your community. I want to this is one. I got Lisa wants to know if we're going to do anything for Mo. My biggest regret last. Do you want to go first? I'm sorry if you want to go first.
That heart-wrenching is all I can say. And so, just when you spend so much time with people and every day, every morning, you see people and they're smiling and you're hugging and you're, slapping hands and chest bumping and all these things for so much. And just, when I got that call, it was gut wrenching. And so we had a huge plan to honor him so big in this season that
and it was
we
so
just
easy.
won't talk about.
It was so easy.
Right. And
so many people wanted to help.
Exactly. And so to not be able to do it last year, obviously we need to do it this year. We'll definitely set those things up and make sure that he's honored in a way that he was a special young man and we want him to be remembered as a special young man.
At some point in the not too distant future, when I know where everything's going, we'll reach out to his family's mother and just see what makes sense for her and whatever she can be a part of. That's what we'll do. He was that big guy, man. He was
he was an athlete. He was, like I said, if you've ever seen a big man that could be a skill position player, but 300 pounds, he would do just little stuff at practice. And I would just crack up laughing. Like, you are just a skill position player in a big man's body. And just the way, if you watched him on just our kickoff return team, he would take out two people every time, grinning, smiling. He loved to play the game. It just, like I said, it was such a sad thing to hear when I got that call about that. There's one thing guaranteed in this life that we'll all pass at some point, but you're never ready, especially when they're young men. It's, when they're children and young men. It's, yeah.
Well, just a little side note is after 21, we're supposed to be celebrating. I went through some stuff, and one of the first people who didn't need to take time to reach out to me was Mo, and he did, and he made sure I knew everything was going to be okay. So whatever we can do for Mo, we will do for Mo.
Absolutely.
He is the man. And wow. And then just so damn graceful for a big man. It made no sense. I couldn't understand.
Heck of an athlete and a heck of a guy. Like, he was just talk to him. He'd just light up the room. He'd make everybody laugh. He was just a good all around kid. And I just, like I said, I gone too soon.
We got a lot of people there that want Melvin Hollins back. They want that swag. They said, I don't look at Melvin Hollins and go swag, but I mean, maybe
He does have the mouthpiece with the gold fronts, and
Oh,
I'm sure they
fair.
like that.
That's fair. All right, so here's the one that you're better for than I am. I have been involved in multiple leagues, but in a very limited way. I was very involved with the NAL. You have coached in, well, if it's got 3 letters and sometimes 4, you've coached in it.
Right.
So the man who's teaching Flock, you, Coach Damon Ware, general manager. Why are we in the AFL?
I will say one of the biggest reasons was just the history, and so the Capital Region's been an arena football team for its entire existence, and so whether that be the Firebirds or the former team, that plays into it. And so when you're talking about bringing back history, it's got to be the real history. It's not something you want to bring back the history and then it be altered or changed, or if you're going to honor it the right way, you do it the right way. And so through the course of all this, we came close to going into the IFL. The IFL is a strong league. I mean,
you've been very successful in the
IFL. I've coached in the IFL, had a great time. They've got great franchises, and so again,
I actually can prove that it's not just a weird statement being made on some random show.
But they're a great league. They're quality, and so but it definitely came down to the history. And so as we talked to more and more people, it was evident that our community wanted arena football. They didn't, not that they were against the change, but it would have been a hard process to get them to learn a totally different game. The game plays a lot different, and not that it would have been a horrible thing, but we ultimately wanted to stay and be an arena football team, what this town is known for. And so ultimately we made a decision. The AFL has presented us with a great package of a league that's going to start and continue to build itself, and they're going to do a great deal of things. And again, they're kind of like me. I don't like to announce everything in one day, and so they're announcing things little by little. With the things that I know about it, they're going to announce some really cool things. I'm super excited for the things that they're going to announce. They're going to keep announcing all the teams and ultimately get to 20 teams. It's going to be fun and exciting. And for me as a coach, I really don't care what the opponents are. I just can't wait to get to camp and get ready to face other people. I mean, that's what it's all about.
See, this is I'm the kind of person I would love to just tell you everything at once. Not allowed.
No secret, Jeff. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Well, listen, when it really matters, I can zip it. But there is the people who are putting this together are not the kind of people who are going to go, oh, there's the easy path. Let's do that one.
Right.
They're the people who are going to go, this is the right path. This is the biggest path. This is how we're going to have the most fun and entertain the most people. So it's going to be
some very successful people, and that means something to me. As the people that are leading the charge have all been in charge of some very good projects, and so those are the people that you want starting this off. I think this thing can grow and get back to the AFL of old. It's going to take some time to build it up to that, but for the beginning and having a national presence and all the things that they'll announce, I'm super excited. And once we decided that's where we were going, I'm all in. I'm AFL to the core, and I just can't wait to get to training camp.
I can't wait to win an AFL championship. I've got one. I've got the last ring. I've got the one from 19. Yeah, so I need to put another one next to that.
We got a lot of storylines. We got 2018, 2019. And then we've got COVID, and then we've got the NAL, and then we've got the
year that shall not be named,
the year that won't be named, and then we got the AFL coming back and the opportunity to compete for a championship in the AFL. These are all great stories, and bringing back history and rebranding, and we have so many cool storylines. And just with some of the players we're going to bring in, we've got such great stories. I mean, there's going to be so much cool, press releases and things that we'll have over the course of getting ready for the season. So a lot for our fans to look forward to. We're just super excited. Like I said, that birthday party was, or birthday meeting was so exciting to me. It just, it made the hair on my arm stand up. I was like, this is exactly where I need to be. And like I said, I'm super excited to be here.
I mean, that's the key. We don't, as much as you love football, I love football. We love, doing things for the people. If the people didn't love it as much as they do, this isn't worth doing. You got it's a team aspect, top to bottom, and in the seats as well. I see a lot of questions about the names of the teams, how many teams, when we start. The the way I understood the last conversation I was privy to, we changed a lot of things when we jumped in the pond. So everything is full steam ahead, but there were things that maybe changed a little bit because other people went, "Oh, where? Albany?" So stay tuned. All those details are coming. I would say it's similar to the seasons you're used to as far as scheduling goes. You will recognize some of the names. You will learn to hate some of the names you don't know. Obviously, we're gonna have a ready to go, just forged in fire rivalry with that team in Orlando.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's there. But like, this is where we are at this moment. Coach Ware is out finding the best players, and some of those players are trying to find you, which is always fun to watch. Actually, a lot of players I've seen comments are trying to find you. And myself, Mike, I was talking to Andy Gelcher today. Richie, we're out there getting crossing the T's, dotting the I's to make sure that Albany puts on the best show of everybody. So I want to tell you everything right now. But I'm not that guy from Orlando. God bless him.
Not going to get a gag order on us.
No, God bless him. He is not afraid of anything. But I'm not that dude. So we're going to wait. We're going to do it the right way. But we're going to be here, flock you this is what we're doing. We're going to do Wednesdays at 6.
Wednesdays at 6.
We may or may not be in different locations. We'll let you know in plenty of advance. Poor little Benny Wednesday is going to be going crazy hitting buttons, like let you know where everything's going to be. It's going to be fun. I really think that I see a lot of people point out like they think we're going to win this thing. And I'm like, we haven't even told you what we're up to yet.
Right, exactly. But players, if you're out there and trying to get a hold of me, I'm super busy. If you send me a message or get a hold of my phone number, please don't do the slang or "what's up, coach," or make it professional. Put in your bio and your film. I really won't respond if you put, "Hey, coach, you need a running back." That I don't even know where to begin to reply to that. So again, if you do get a hold of my number or email or our scouting department, which is scouting@firebirdsafl.com, if you send your film, make sure it's professional. Give us your bio, give us your best film. Please take some of that music off your film. If I play it in the middle of the office and it says a bunch of cuss words, it's not a good thing. So make sure you guys are doing your films professionally. Try to put some of your best plays at the very beginning. Obviously, for me, I'm going to watch your film in the first minute. If I don't see something jump off at me in the first minute, I'm not going to watch the other 13 minutes.
Yeah, don't build.
You know what I'm saying? So start with your best stuff. Give me a reason to watch the other 13 minutes. That's hugely important. It's and then again, please don't email me and ask me to give you a whole scouting report on your film. It's not that's what you hire an agent for. They can break down your film and talk to you about your film. I go through so many films a day. I'm going to watch that minute. If it doesn't jump out, I'm not going to watch your film and then tell you all the pointers of what you should do to get better. It's not my job. You'd have to pay me to do that. But send me your stuff.
I'll tell you, if he doesn't call you back, it's not great.
If I'm interested, trust me, I will get a hold of you. My scouting director will get a hold of you. We'll find you and we'll get your number. We'll get you on the phone and find you through social media. If we're interested, we'll find you. But keep sending your films in. I mean, it's
even during
all
season,
you can do,
right? You never know.
Right. And all you can do is get a no or not get a reply, and that's typical life. But please just send me a professional correspondence. Don't what's up? You need a linebacker. That will not get a reply. I've got so many of those lately, and it's like I don't even know where to begin with that. Professional bio. Hello, coach. My name is such and such. Here's my bio.
Look what you started. Darius, pay me. I'll do it. Send your film to Darius.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Dprince at Albany AFL. I'm sorry, at firebirdsafl.com. Dprince at firebirdsafl.com. You think the guy who made the emails will know how to do it? He doesn't. It's a mess. Thank God you're here.
But hey, Darius wants to watch some film, so great. We'll get him started and we'll send some of those to him.
And he stops watching film at 10. I don't know if that was for them or for you. I mean, that's great advice though, because if you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, like, I really want a shot at making the Firebirds. I want a shot at being, with Coach Ware. Here's how you do it. Scouting at firebirdsafl.com. be professional, put your resume in there, have the film, best plays up front, maybe no music at all, just whatever.
I'd prefer no music, just because, like I said, you never know where I'm playing it. I could be in the middle of a store, I could be in the office, I could be at church. You just never know where I'm. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you understand what I'm saying. Is don't I don't want to turn it on and have to shut my volume down because there's curse words. And so, but like I said, keep your correspondence professional. I get a lot of kids that just maybe don't understand that you're talking to your potential boss. And I want to write back to some of you and just say, if you were applying for a job, would you send an email like that to whatever, IBM, hey, President IBM, you need a
programmer?
Right.
What's up?
You know what I mean? Like,
here's a video of me swearing.
It's just not professional. And like I said, I won't respond to those. But if you do it professional and send in your bio, send in your film, we will definitely watch your film. And again, if it doesn't jump out at me after 1 minute, I'm probably not watching the rest. So a lot of you guys send me like, oh, coach, can you give me pointers on what I should do? That is your agent's job. That's what you pay him for. That's what he gets a percentage of your contract for. He can walk through your film and give you the pointers that you need. For me, it's either you're a kid that I can see helping us win a championship or not. And if I don't see it, and sometimes I come back to films over and over again, I'll put you on kind of a preferred list. And as I go through others, let me go back and take a look. So, don't be alarmed if you don't get an immediate phone call. It just doesn't work that way. I literally get hundreds of films every single day. So again, it takes a lot of time from our scouting department to go through all this stuff. So you may not get a call back, and at that point, just keep sending your film out. It's again, that's the way pro
email's
football
free.
works.
Email's free.
Emails are free.
Lisa wants to know how many tickets have to be sold for me to be in a Hooters uniform. If you sell out the season, every single game, never an empty seat, I will do it. That's all I got for it. I can't do it otherwise.
There you go.
All right. So Flock U, first class.
Flock U.
I love
Flock
it.
University. We love it. We love the name of our show, and Flock U.
I think we gotta get the shirts made. I know Benny's working on the graphic for the shirts. Flock University, established 2023.
I love it.
And one quick thing before we hang it up here. I know we don't talk about that year of what happened earlier this year, but I will say that Forged in Fire, hashtag Forged in Fire. That's what this is, because 23 was as painful for any of us as, on a professional level, on a personal level, because of the way things went down. So the beauty of what happened is the right people saw it, and the right people now have joined in. And maybe there's more of the right people who need to join in, because now we have fought, we have struggled, and we will continue to fight and struggle to bring you the absolute best arena football out there. We've got people standing next to us fighting now. We got people back to back with us fighting now. And that's the plus. And that's where the hashtag Forged in Fire comes from, because, man, just like to be able to just to have a little extra backup.
But it's been so great. And that's, again, just Forged in Fire. It means everything to us. And through chaos, there's times where you can rally together, and just the support that I've got from going around and talking to, some local businesses and things. It's just the feeling that you get of having us back with the rebrand has been so special. And so, like I said, we're going to do a lot more stuff with the community this year. So like I said, if you're a community-based organization and you've got some events, please send them on to me. I will get coaches and players and as much of us out to events as we can, obviously, as time permits. Obviously, once training camp starts, obviously it'll limit some of the things we can do. But in the meantime, start sending us some stuff. We want to be part of the community. We want to be part of everything you guys got going on. I live here now, so anything that I can be a part of and help, please reach out to me. I'm here and my family's here, and we'd be glad to come out and support some of the local businesses and things that you guys have going on.
Flock University, first class is here. Can't wait for the shirts. A lot of people are saying you got Darius Forged in Fire. I mean, Darius said that dude's bones are forged in fire. So thank you for everything. This is going to be available for you on the Facebook as well as the YouTube. And I will tell you that there are currently talks of it being on a certain radio station that you may also hear me on. So again, community coming together, baby. It's a beautiful thing. Coach Ware, thank you so much.
Let's go Firebirds.
Let's go Firebirds. Everybody have a great night, and keep those questions coming in. Keep the emails, keep the tapes, keep everything coming in. Just keep supporting them Firebirds, because we are here for you.